Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
Anybody that want to do it.
Yeah, I just need one trade. I haven't made any trades in PPRX, but I made a few. Everybody's made a few. I think maybe one player didn't make a trade, or was it two?
Yeah.
Oh, I finally made one.
Yeah.
You definitely.
We made one together, didn't we?
No, it was me and IRS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I
And
made
I'm
a quite
perfect
a
with
few.
it. I don't even want. I ain't making no more moves. I like what I did. It was. Let's just say I got a little deja vu from it.
I got one more trade in the works. If it's with Cool, man, I got one more out there, man. So when he joined, he gonna be able to see that trade I threw in his inbox.
Oh,
Yeah, got one in his
Ooh-wee.
inbox. If I get
see,
that trade, I'm done.
I was gonna get the trade to commish, but he didn't have what I need, and the IRS just slid in and was like, "Yeah, I got you. Here it is. Take it or leave
Hey,
it."
nah,
I'm
look,
like,
look,
"Dang."
and then they won't even that, bro. It's just like me personally, bro. I gotta say it. Me personally, once I figure out that it ain't even once I figure out, I ain't even fucking sugarcoat. I'm not trading what I need to trade against you guys. You guys are the champ. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Hey,
That's
I
crazy.
dealt with
Hey,
it. I dealt with it. Now
hey,
Revenge gonna have to deal with it because I don't think nobody's gonna trade with Revenge during the season. So you better
hey,
get
a lot of
out the
hey,
way.
listen to me. Hey, Cup. Hey, a lot of these trades that went down, I offered something very similar. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
offering something very similar. Then you
Yo,
know, hey,
wait till the
hey,
season start. Ain't nobody gonna trade with you, dog.
look, and the crazy thing about it, it won't no BS anything, no crackhead deal or
no,
nothing. It was just, I
no.
just when I looked at it, I was like, nah, bro, I can't do it, man. Because the crazy thing about it, like we could sit here and talk and say all day long, right? We could be like, yo, I shoot, boy, y'all about to hurt. Like you just said it in the band now, right? You was like,
Yeah.
yo, I shoot, boy, this right here, this the one. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yes,
just be
sir.
thinking, I'd be like, yo, he right. I already know he on top of his game. I already know Marquise on top of his game. Like I just feel like this season alone, bro, and past seasons too. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the inactive teams that we've had, but now this season alone, I just feel like it's like the scary hours, man, because you got active guys that I know. Like
Hmm.
we literally got two commissioners of their own league playing in our leagues, bro. So you
Yeah.
already know how they bringing it. You know what I'm saying? And then
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
already got your active guys already that's been here and did that with us. So I'm just like, yo, this gonna be tough this season, bro. But it's gonna be fun as hell.
Listen, we got
Yeah.
Marquise. He the champion. We got the former champion and Jay Witt.
Mhm.
And I'm telling
Yeah.
y'all right now, don't sleep on IRS, man.
Nah,
IRS,
I'm not.
he done got so sharp at this
Mhm.
fantasy thing that it's scary. I'm telling you. And he got the number one pick. He coming this year,
He
so
coming.
it's gonna be a highly competitive year.
He got to get the division first. That's
He
mine
don't
too.
won a division before. He
Yeah. He
actually
won it.
hasn't won a division before. He
Oh no,
hadn't
he
won
lost
it
it
the
last
whole
year.
thing,
He
but he
lost it
won a
last year.
division.
Yeah,
His first year, he
Yeah.
won a division.
and the crazy
Yeah.
thing about it, he's always fallen in the boat. Me and our IRS, like I always relate to his teams, man, because he as he came along these couple of past seasons, man, he always draft good teams, and you be
Yeah.
looking at his team and you be like, damn, he don't won 10 games, he don't won 11 games, but it's like that
Yeah.
first round.
Yeah, he
Once
been
you
getting
get in
ate
that,
up in the playoffs. He like Dallas. He a Dallas fan too. That's the crazy part about it. He a Dallas fan, and he killed the regular
Yes.
season, and he just
yeah,
Yes.
bow out gracefully as
hey,
soon as the playoffs start.
big facts, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to my man IRS, dog.
Right, man. Hey, it's funny, man, because I was joking with him today or yesterday, man. He was talking about, he told me a long time ago, like, I'm drafting him because we had a little spat, man. I wanted to get the number one pick for him in standard or whatnot, and I was gonna give him a haul for it. He was like, at the last minute, he was like, nah, I'm keeping it. And I ended up asking him just like I asked in the band, who you getting, bro? Like who you get? And he told me, you already know. Man, it don't even matter. At the end of the day, I'm just like, yo, this gonna be a tough ass season for all of us, bro. I feel it,
Yeah.
man. I really feel it. Very competitive. I'm not looking for nobody. You know what I'm saying. I'm not even gonna say looking for it. Please, league guys, man. You paid your money. You already locked in. If you start off 0-3, trust me, we done had players. Revenge can contest to this, bro.
The champion right here can tell you.
I'll tell
The
you,
champ can
he
tell
can
you. He
turn
had a
that shit
season.
around.
I think he lost maybe 6 in a row and came back and made the playoffs.
Yep.
Turn it right
So
around.
it can
Thank
be
you,
done.
smoking guns.
Hmm.
Thank you, smoking guns.
He can turn it right around, bro. So
Yes.
don't even sit there and just think, oh man, I done lost two, I done lost three, I done lost four. Man, you got to make some moves and get to it and get through it because it
Hmm.
can happen. It
Keep
definitely
that
can happen.
GM active, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Try to trade up if you know,
Hey,
hit those
hey,
waiver wires and try to get the best waiver wire pickers you can get, you know.
Yeah.
we can even talk about commish too. Last year, you was like, I think you was like what was it? It was like 1-7-2 or something, and then you reeled off like 8 straight wins or something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
went. So it was 7 straight wins. I can't even recall the actual standings that I was in, but I remember I only had one win, but I remember the two ties. I remember
yeah,
the two ties, you know what I'm saying? And that trade that I made with you acquiring CJ Stroud and already had Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, Kyron Williams, and I gave
and
up
Aiyuk.
and Aiyuk, Brandon Aiyuk, and I gave up what's his name? Amon St. Brown and Jalen Hurts. And it
Hmm.
turned my season around.
Hmm.
It really did turn my
And
season
they kept
around.
mine afloat.
And they kept yours afloat. I'm talking about to a float where all you needed really was those two pieces to take you to the championship game, and ultimately it did what it did. It won you the championship game.
Yeah,
Surrounding your pieces, man. That shit was dope as I don't know what, bro. Like super dope. That's why I'm so excited about this season, man. Like for real. Like it's like we got man, it's here, bro. It's here. 7 days away. It's here,
yes,
man. I already
yes.
know you bringing it. I'm
Oh
bringing it.
yeah,
Cup bringing it. Midwest Monsters, cool bringing it, man. So all the guys in the league definitely are bringing it, man. People tired of losing. They want to win.
yeah.
They want to win a chip in this league,
And, hey, also I was starting to think we gotta start doing the last place punishment joint too, dog. Whereas
man.
a league we vote on what
Mhm.
the punishment should be.
That would be super dope, man. Super cool to implement in our league, man. For real, man. Because just as well as you got your championship squads that win. I mean, you got your
You got
last
the
place users too. So I mean, they call it the toilet bowl. I definitely feel
yeah.
that, bro. Definitely feel that, man. But that's just what it is, man. If you don't know, hey, you can look down on the ticker right now, man. The standard draft has already been voted for. September
Hmm.
1st, 12 noon. That is next Sunday. 12 noon EST time, man. Then you got right after. I want to say right after because last year was right after, but a few hours after, man. So you figure 60 seconds a pop, 12 teams. People do what they do. It might take us an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes or something to do the draft. But I love it because 6 p.m. we still got that leeway to be able to like, okay, now I done got this standard draft off the way. If I'm in two leagues, the PPR and the
Hmm.
standard, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our PPR Superflex. So it's a Sunday night. Don't get me wrong, and thank God Labor Day is the next day. Some people got to work, some people don't. Unfortunately, but at the same time, we always try to keep it on this day. For these purposes. Some people don't have to go to work the next day, but it's fun. And it's right before the season starts. The season kicks off that
Hmm.
Thursday. I think, yeah, we do have Kansas City Chiefs, the AFC Championship game, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. So that's kicking off on Thursday. That's going to be dope as I don't know what. And if you really haven't been paying attention, man, we basically really about to have football 4 nights a season. I mean, four
Hmm.
nights a week. So you got Monday night football, you got Thursday night football on Prime, and if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember the platform, but on Fridays there's gonna be some football too.
Hmm.
There's gonna be some
Mm.
Fridays as well as Sunday. Yeah. So I gotta look. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up right now.
And of
Because
course, college play on Saturdays too. So
and shit, college. Look,
and throughout the week too.
yep, definitely. And I almost forgot about college football today until I seen and I didn't see the
Georgia
game
Tech.
today. Georgia Tech came through
Yeah.
today, man.
I didn't even see the game. I didn't even know they were playing today. But hey, I'm so glad finally FSU can shut up now.
Right.
Y'all did not belong. Y'all did not belong.
Yeah,
I kept saying that.
to tag along with what Kamish was saying about our drafts, man, one thing I like about us having what some people may call a late draft is that all the teams already made their cuts, their final cuts. So when we get the drafting, we're not gonna, have to pick someone that's getting cut, and then we got to go to the waiver wire and pick up another player because that player is not on a team.
Yeah.
So,
And most injuries are out the way.
Yep.
yep.
Yep. Injuries out the way, and also I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And that's what we are going to talk about here shortly. People that's holding out, players that's holding out, you'll really get a clear view, a tunnel vision of, is this player, has he signed yet? Is he going to play this season or what? Or is he holding out a few weeks or whatnot? So with that being said, I want to run down before we start, guys, and we are live recording now. Just running through some of the slates of these games right now. I gotta first before I do this, I gotta say it before I forget it, man. Today is August 8th, man. I mean, I'm talking about the 8th month of the year, 24th day. Bean Bryant, love you, man. This is one of my favorite fucking people in the world, man, when it comes to the sports
Yes.
entertainment, man. Today,
Yes.
August, it's Kobe Day, 8/24. 8/24, man.
24.
So I definitely had to don my boy's shirt today. But yeah, man. So with that being said, you got the Giants and the Jets going on right now, the final preseason games. You got some coming on tomorrow too. Jets have the G-Man up 10-0. Buffalo Bills, the Panthers defeated them today 31-26. The
Bryce
Packers
Young
look
look
good.
good.
Yeah, he did look good. Definitely look good, bro. And I was happy that y'all coach actually wanted to play him this last game of the season, man, just to solidify that spot. That was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Packers over the Baltimore Ravens 30-7. You got the Texans over the Rams 17-15. Vikings 26-3 over the Eagles. Lions 24-17 over the Steelers. The Chargers, I did follow this game. This was a dope game. The Chargers beat the Cowboys 26-19. And then later on tonight on NFL Network at 10 p.m., you got the Browns and the Seahawks. So that should be a fun little slate of games. And tomorrow you actually got the Commanders and the Patriots coming on at 8 p.m. on NBC. So yeah, man, it's wrapping up. I mean, this is the final season, man. I mean, the final weekend of preseason. But without further ado, fellas, man, listen, we got 7 days left. Like we said, next Sunday is kicking off. I know you guys are prepared and ready. Shit, man. I've been sitting at the same spot right here, man. I got my draft sheet going. I ain't even highlighted it yet. Got my shit going, bro. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready with my cheat sheet. But hey, let's get into this was an interesting topic in the band app earlier this week or the midweek. We was talking about, and I seen Cup and Team Avaya in our league. They were talking about these contracts that's going on, especially let's for the like of things, Jamar Chase. Pretty much everybody knows what's going on, or if you don't know, let's discuss. Jamar Chase is still under his 2-year deal contract. Well, with 2 years that's left on his contract, right?
Right.
His
2
rookie
years
contract. 2 years left. It's happened with Ezekiel Elliott before, if I'm not
left. Right.
mistaken.
That's
And
right.
a couple of few other players. And I feel like the Cowboys, Jerry Jones. We'll get into that. But the debate was, should he be really asking for anything right now? I mean, 2 years left on your contract. Like,
Well,
is it too early?
my stance on that is the team can cut you that early if they wanted to. If you're underperforming, if you're out there being a bum and not producing on the football field, the team can absolutely cut you. And all that money that was on that contract that wasn't guaranteed, because you get your guaranteed money, you're gonna get the guaranteed money, but the rest of that money is out the window because you are on the street looking for a job. Some people
Facts.
don't make it back. They be in grocery stores. But the only thing about that is I feel like the owners and they do have the power. It's your team. These owners are billionaires, man.
Facts.
The new contract that's going to kick in next year, is going to take them into like the 20, 30 billion stratosphere.
Hmm.
So these athletes that's making these millions from these billionaires, these people couldn't be billionaires without the players on the field. The game is about the players.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that, bro. Before I even say anything, Marquise, how you feel about this situation? Because it's not just him, and we'll talk about you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna bring this picture up. We'll talk about like the CD Lambs of the world and what have you. And Brandon Aiyuk the same. They not even look. I never heard this terminology. And if you guys have, they not even call it. You know how they call it a holdout? They call it a hold in, especially with players
Mm-hmm.
because they're
Right.
still under contract. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially with the multiple years that they still have left. But how you feel about this, man? You pro owner or pro player when it comes to the likes of a Jamar Chase or what have you?
I'm pro player, but at the end of the day, I agree with Cup said. It's just like if they can cut you early, you can pay me a lot earlier, especially if I'm outperforming this contract.
Right.
Hey, it's like getting a raise at your 9 to 5. If you know you outperforming your last wage, hey, look, hey man, pay me what
Absolutely.
I'm worth. So
Absolutely.
the
I
money you
agree.
paying me is nothing compared to the money I'm putting in your pocket. So hey, I think hey, get your money, get paid, young man, get paid.
Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like just like as to Revenge Point, I feel like if I'm underperforming, you can cut me. What about if I'm overachieving? If I'm overachieving on the field, why can't I get a raise? This is my job. Let me get a raise for being like for instance, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That guy performed last year,
Hmm.
and he got a raise.
That one
He got
too.
Hmm.
a raise.
A nice one.
Hmm.
Yeah, his contract
Yeah.
wasn't up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His contract wasn't up, and he didn't make a lot of noise, but they gave him a raise. I love the Detroit Lions. I love the Detroit Lions organization, man. They when they turned that thing around, they really did it the right way, with the right
Hmm.
people in place. That man ain't had to make a lot of noise, and he got his raise when he overachieved, and that's how I think it should be.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't overachieve. Let's be clear. St. Brown been doing that for a couple years now.
Not to
It's
that
this is
level. He wasn't doing
oh
like
oh
that.
oh oh
He
hey,
showed
hey
out
listen,
last year.
hey
He showed
listen.
out.
St. Brown has been on the rise ever since he came into the league. Trust
Yeah.
me, I've been a fan of him for as James. St. Brown is my guy. Yo,
Man,
Yeah,
he
this
listen,
definitely
deserves
your
he
it,
had
guy.
double digit
Definitely.
touchdowns. He had buku yards, but he even
and he always get the
he
catches.
was
He
he was
always
all
get
he
the
was like
catches.
top three in catches. He might not have been number one, but he was up in the top three in catches. He and that's with all those players on his team too. It ain't like it was just him. Him every down, like I feel like Malik Neighbors may get, but he had a team. He had the
Yeah.
number one. He did all of that with the number one tight end, and then with that dual threat at running back, and
Yeah.
he still did all of that. Like the young man showed out last year, and he got a raise for it without having to
Yeah, he
make a
was
lot
tied.
of noise.
He was tied second in catches last year, third in
I like
yards,
it.
and
Yeah,
tied fourth for touchdowns.
look at
Definitely.
that. Look at that.
Definitely. And
With
he
all those players on his
yeah,
team.
and he definitely deserved that money, man. You know, and
Every
speaking
bit
of
of
the
it.
Detroit Lions, I'm definitely waiting on Jameson Williams, Alabama great to come alive this season. But hey, my take on this, I definitely agree with you guys. I'm pro player all day long. You know what I'm saying? But I will say at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself and be you. I don't like really playing both sides of the fence because I do want to say in certain situations I'm pro owner, but I understand Jamar Chase. But I look at it like this, and just give me my pushback if you don't agree. The only reason that I feel some type of way about the situation just at this moment in time, man, because the Bengals are 45.1 million to the good in cap space, right? So
Hmm.
obviously you got rid of Joe Mixon. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to pay him. You got Zach Moss at a discount rate. You still got Chase Brown, the rookie from last year. He's on his rookie contract. God knows what be whatever he's getting paid. It ain't multi-million dollars right now.
Hmm.
So my biggest thing right now is T. Higgins actually came back to play on a franchise tag. Whether he's going to be signed again or not with
They
the
saving money.
to say, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at it in Chase standpoint. Why now? That's the only. If I could interview him, if NPR league right now could interview him, we could interview him. I would just ask why now when you know your man's on the other side of the field sign his franchise tag to actually, you know what I'm saying? Whether he's staying or not, or
Yeah.
whether I'm just my only when I think about this situation. I'm just like, yo,
I think I
49ers.
know
Go
why.
ahead.
I think I
Go ahead.
know why. I think he feel as though he's better than Justin Jefferson. They played at the same school,
I
and
heard somebody else say that too. Mhm.
he feel like, hey man, I'm better than this guy. I know this, and he's the highest paid. I want to be the highest paid because I know I'm better than him. They played together in college, so I think that's how he feels. So he's holding out for that number one wide receiver money.
No, I definitely agree with that bit, bro. Like, and I see your point of view when it comes to that, it was just my only like my just my only conscience just was eating me up. Like, man, like at the end of the day, man, T Higgins either he's going to get paid or they're going to release him or what have you or trade him, whatever it is in mid season. You know, I'm just like, why now? Like, why are you going for that? And speaking of, like, we can move on from this, man. Like, this guy is the same way with CeeDee Lamb, man. Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the same way because obviously Jerry Jones, like, I mean, this is our show. This is our opinion. This is definitely commissioner's board opinion. Jerry Jones is an asshole. And the reason why I say he's an asshole with being like this, this is the same way I felt with and rest in peace to him, man. I don't want to say that this will happen or this is how you turn it around in the organization. But the Raiders are the Raiders because Al Davis is not here anymore. I heard the stories Al Davis phoning down to the coaches back in the day at his age and telling them to run this play, run that play. Bro, get out the way, man. Like you got a top five, if not one of the shit. CeeDee Lamb might it. I don't know, bro. Is he the best wide receiver in
CeeDee
the
Lamb
league?
led the league in catches. If
Yeah,
Amon-Ra St. Brown was tied for two,
for two.
I
Yeah.
think Ravine said CeeDee Lamb
Yeah.
was number one with catches.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it like this, bro. I'm like, yo, why not pay this guy? Like you're notorious for not paying anyone. You don't want to pay nobody. Because at the end of the day, you still gotta pay that. You still gotta Michael Parsons' contract is definitely coming up. You gotta pay, I mean, you gotta pay the cost to be the balls. If you want to be a playoff team, you want to make it to the Super Bowl. This shouldn't even be a topic just to me, especially when you're an owner, a multi-billionaire owner like Jerry Jones. Bro. This shouldn't even be discussed. This shit shouldn't even hit the news, to be honest with you. So, far as what I just said, man, how do y'all feel about Jerry Jones, man? Marquise Cup, like, I mean, he
If you don't
literally
mind,
came out
Ravine,
and
I'll
said it.
speak first.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I pay attention to Dallas for a few reasons. Number one being I'm a Commanders fan, so they're my top rival in my division. And number two is basically my wife and all of my in-laws are Dallas fans.
Dallas
So
man,
over here, we're a house divided over here,
definitely.
But I keep my interest in it. Like I said, they're our number one rival. We play them twice a year. We're actually going to the game this year. I'm still trying to get that together. But my thing is this: he might be doing it because Zeke got it from him 2 years early. But
Yeah,
hey, he put the numbers up. Their offense runs through CD. They don't. Zeke ain't the same. He their starting running back. He's not the
yeah.
same player they gave that big contract to 2 years before it was up. They done traded him. He done came back. They brought him back for 3 mil.
And I
You
think
know,
that was they did him dirty on that one. But
he's not the same player. They don't have, to me, a great running back room. I mean, I know they got Rico Dowdle over there, and they're gonna be splitting time. He ain't even starting. But everything runs, it funnels through CD Lamb. Dak, I don't think Dak's gonna be back. Dak's gonna be the second quarterback in NFL history to become a complete and total free agent, the first being named Kirk Cousins. And I think he'll get more money than Kirk Cousins because Kirk did it a different way. He
yeah,
he wanted a fully guaranteed contract, the first to ever do it. He got 3 years, maybe like 88 million, completely guaranteed. Number two,
Yeah.
second one, the only other one actually was Deshaun Watson, who got more, but it was a couple years later.
man, Deshaun
But
Watson.
so Dak's gonna walk next year. I
I
do
believe it.
believe they're going to sign CD right before the season starts, and I think he's going to do okay, but he might have a few nagging injuries this year because he won't be in. He's not used to being hit. He didn't go through training camp. You ask
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Not trying to down his draft stock, but if you ain't in football shape, look what happened to Taylor when he held out. He
yeah.
kept having nagging injuries when he, came back and all of that. But Dak's gonna walk. They're gonna have to pay this guy here. I believe they will. Dak's gonna walk, and then that'll give them the money to pay Mekhi Parsons. I think they got their quarterback of the future right there already. The guy that everybody traded draft picks for. Give me his name, Kamish. Uh, Came from San Fran. San Fran. Now came what? He come from Philly first. To San Fran.
What you talking about?
Down to Dallas. What he played at Wichita State.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
He's the backup there. I believe Trey Lance is already there. He's going to take over next year for Dallas in the quarterback room.
I could see it. If I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was Dak, I would definitely walk, especially at this point in time in my career. You know what I'm saying? But Marquise, if you got anything on this take, especially with CeeDee Lamb, and I mean shit, this both our guys, man. Like shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. I I ain't gonna say I started following him, but I like that first or a couple of years back when you drafted CeeDee Lamb at Stanford. And then
Hmm.
it made me pay attention to him a little bit more than what I really was, man. Like I had to set aside me being a Redskins / Commanders fan to actually really watch him for what he was, man. Like I was like, yo, this dude a beast, man. Like we could talk about the Terrell Owens in Dallas. We could talk about gosh, what is his name, you guys? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank
Michael
right now.
Irvin,
Not Michael Irvin. What's my guy? What's my guy? What's my
Amari
guy?
Cooper.
No, what's the other one? I can't even think of his name, bro. I can't even
What is
think
it?
of his name. Gosh
Uh,
almighty, man.
the
I have
light
to.
skinned cat.
No, dark skin. What's their big time on wide receiver? He
Oh,
was
Dez, Dez,
Dez Bryant, bro.
Dez.
Dez Bryant.
Yeah.
Dez.
Dez Bryant. Yeah, X. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the same way I see CeeDee Lamb endorsing that 88, man. That's a big number, and he's living up to that shit, yo. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He definitely is, and
That does go back to Michael Irvin. He was the original
yeah.
88.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin. Shout out to Mike, big
Mhm.
time Mike, big play
Yeah.
Mike. Dez represented it well for a short amount of years.
Mhm.
But
Definitely, bro.
CD wearing that 88.
And
Uh,
he's doing it well, man. He's definitely doing it well, man. You got any takes on the Marquise or anything, bro? Like how you feel about CD, man, and the Dallas Cowboys?
I think they should pay that man too. You
Big
know,
time.
CD won't nobody on CD Lamb. I put the NPR league on CD.
I
And
know
I
you put
mean
me on it, definitely.
his rookie year, I was like, yeah, I had him in JJ. So it was just like, man, if only I could have. If this was a dynasty league, I would have been set for the future.
Whew. Tell me
My
about
goodness,
who won that
my
year?
goodness.
Was it me?
it. Yeah, you did.
yeah, we don't like to talk about the past Dallas
That
Cowboys.
was an awesome combination, though. You had CD
Yeah.
and JJ.
Yeah, and then I ended up dropping JJ because he wasn't performing like that. And then he
Yep.
took off right after
And
I
he took
dropped him.
off. That was their Justin Jefferson rookie year too. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he took off after that. I forgot who picked him up.
Yep. I
Was it Pity
definitely
Pat?
remember that. I wanted to say, was it Jay Witt that picked him up?
It wasn't
No,
Pity Pat. No, Jay Witt wasn't playing that
he
first year,
wasn't
was
playing
it?
that first year.
Yeah, nah, it was somebody else
Pity Pat,
picked
I
him
think.
up.
Yeah,
And I was
somebody
trying to
picked him
trade
up.
for him back.
Yeah,
Mm.
somebody picked him up. But yeah, man. I that's how I feel about it, man. And even moving on, man. Like I definitely wish and hope that these guys get their money, man. Especially all of them. To be honest with you, all of them. I just feel like at the end of the day, Jerry Jones should never came out and said what he said about it's no urgency. Nah, definitely it should be an urgency, bro. Like
Really should.
your window is closing. Like I mean, I hate to say it, Dallas teams have been nice the past couple of years, especially the defense. So your window is definitely closing on getting to, you know what I'm saying, the success that you want to get to. And then you want to turn around and say, hey, I'm not going to, there's no urgency in signing this guy. Why not? Why? I mean, I don't understand it. What you want him to walk? What you want him to be like? Nah, I don't want this contract no more, man. Trade me because it can't happen. It
They
definitely.
can't let him go. They're going to sign him. I believe they're
Yeah,
going to
they
sign
have to sign him. But my thing is, even with and we're gonna move on. But I have a real ass question, and this definitely not only pertaining to the NFL side of things, but definitely when we talk about this guy too, man. There's three wide receivers, man. Last season we was talking about running backs. Running backs weren't getting paid that they was, you know what I'm saying? They felt like they was due. Now this year's wide receivers. So with this guy Brendan Ayuk, man. Before I want to get into it, man, like. I just feel like when it comes to our draft and the draft stock in fantasy football, where does it fall? Like, how does it lay? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, as the commissioner of our league and been playing fantasy football for a while now, these type of deals. I mean, this type of news still puts a little pit in my stomach where I'm thinking like, I don't know if I really want to draft this guy because if he hold out, how long he gonna hold out, and I just don't know. It's so much uncertainty. So here we are talking about Brandon Ayuk. He's another one. Brandon Ayuk. Hasn't been at training camp. He's actually being fined at the moment right now for missing. You know what I'm saying? Things. But go ahead,
him.
Cut. Like, how do you feel about this?
Actually, he's not being fined because of
Huh?
what you said earlier. He's not holding out, he's holding
He
in.
holding
Yeah,
in.
holding
So
in.
when you
So
hold in, you don't
You
get
show up,
fined
just
because
don't
you're
participate.
actually there. But when you hold out, you're not on the premises, so you're getting fined. And I do
understood.
believe I did a little research. You know, players are fined $50,000 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're on your rookie contract, then you're fined forty thousand
Forty
dollars
thousand.
a day
Yep.
for missing holding out. Now, if you hold in, you're not fined at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's crazy because not only him, for the 49ers, you got a big time player, that left tackle, man, the silverback gorilla, Trent Williams.
He's being
He,
fined fifty
he
thousand.
50,000 he's holding out.
Brandon Aiyuk is being traded. He's on his rookie contract, if I'm not mistaken. Brandon Aiyuk, or yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he is. Yes.
He's getting fined 40,000, and also if they he's not being fined, but he would be getting fined 40,000 if he was holding out. Also, they also incur a separate fine for each preseason game they miss when they're
Hmm.
holding out. Yeah, that
Yeah.
that's a nice, pretty piece of coin that these guys are getting hit with. But it also in the collective bargain agreement, it can be at the team's will wiped away when they do come to a contract. If
Yeah.
the team wants to do that, which if they keep them, they probably will. But if they don't keep them, then they're gonna fine them. A la Le'Veon Bell, he got fined
Whew.
all that money.
Yeah, definitely all of that shit. That was one of the first seasons that we started NPR, man. I actually skipped over him with the number one spot. And my cousin loved him dearly, man. He ended up picking up Le'Veon Bell, and the rest is history. I went. I shit. It
Never
was
played.
never. He never played, bro. It was. Yeah. I'm not even gonna sit here and say if I can remember. I remember verbatimly, bro. It was Le'Veon Bell number one, Todd Gurley with number two. I had the number one
Uh-huh.
pick, and I went and got Todd Gurley because I wasn't even chancing that joint, bro. At all, man. Le'Veon did not play at all, man. He didn't play, and it's crazy, like you said, Cut, man, that the new CBA deals and the rookie contracts or what have you, man, the fines are what it is. Like, under rookie contracts, $40,000 you fine, but Brendan Ayuk is definitely not getting it because he's actually showing up to practice. He's
Right.
just not practicing. So
Yeah.
it's crazy because it's like, why are you there? But I understand why you're there.
Yeah.
Are
It's a
you gonna
business.
get the it's a business. You gonna get the deal done or what? Because at this point I'm like the 49ers should just and not even for the likes of me wanting him to come to my team or anything in the commanders. I'm just like, yo, like it's becoming a distraction now because I just feel like with stuff like this, especially, I mean, I know they got Debo and I know they got George Kittle and Jawan Jennings and stuff like that. But man, Brandon Ayuk is that guy, man. He is one of those top wide receivers, I believe, or the wide receiver too. That's good for them. Like, it's a distraction to me, man. You should either you shouldn't let your team down like that as a player, or the owners they should try to come up with some type of deal. You get what I'm saying?
Actually, his numbers project him on that team as being the wide receiver one, even with Debo being there, because Debo is like a queen on a chessboard. He can do so many different
Yeah,
things. He running
definitely.
the ball
Hmm.
some. Brandon Ayuk numbers, actually, if you compare them side by side, are right there with Justin Jefferson from last year.
Hmm.
And
And
he actually winning over him in a couple of those statistical categories, like average catch. He got the deepest out of everybody in the NFL.
yeah,
The pad that the ball is in the air longer for a longer distance when he catches the ball. So I know he led in that category.
yeah, definitely that. And even under the notion that I read a stat. I wish I had it brung up, but Brock Purdy has definitely struggled without Ayuk on the field. Whether it be
Yes.
preseason, whether it be injuries in the regular season last season, he's definitely struggled. So that says a lot. Like you need this guy on the field. Obviously, you got to the
Hmm.
Super Bowl with this guy a couple of
Yeah.
times, so you need him. You get what I'm saying? You definitely need him. You definitely need him. So yeah, that shit was dope, bro. Like dope takes, my guys, man. I do want to get a little bit here, man. I'm gonna bring it up. Let me drop this down right here. I do want to get into this, man. Just bear with me 1 second. Um, how y'all feeling about this draft coming up, man? Y'all ready? I know I am.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps to thinking about 7 days, 1 week left.
Revenge, you trying? I already know you're trying to, repeat back to back like the Chiefs just did. How you feeling, broski?
I'm feeling good, man. It's just I'm not gonna let this time, just get me antsy. I'm gonna just keep busy, not even focus on it, and wait till Sunday, and we gonna see how it goes from there. Because the team you draft is not gonna be the team you finish with. So it's
That you
just like
finish
that's
with.
only the beginning of the marathon. That's all. That's the gunshot to the marathon, and hey, we gonna see how it goes from there.
Always feel like that, bro. Always feel like that. So I want to bring this up right quick. Just bear with me 1 second, guys, because I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and we ain't got to dive too deep into it. But it's interesting to me because I seen a little bit of the ADP. It changed. The day before yesterday. The ADP and the rankings. So let me just bring this up on Fantasy Pros. I good platform at Fantasy Pros. Let me bring this up, man. So look, I always want to talk about, and I bring it up in the band app the other day, man. These tiers, man. So as we looking at this tier right here, this is far as we figure it's ESPN, and I like to set it at all. You know what I'm saying? All the consensus, all the experts and whatnot, right there. So we still viewing Christian McCaffrey at number one in fantasy football. I mean, I'm talking about standard and PPR side of things. What you guys know and seen so far?
Hmm.
I do
I
too.
don't see no other reason to change it.
I mean,
Mhm.
other than if they're not showing up for these contracts, like number 3 and 4, there with CD and Jamar.
Yeah, definitely with that right there. And like I said, that's the trickle down effect that scares me with that. You got CD and Jamar and their hold ins or what have you. Of course, Tyreek sitting at number two. But when you look at things, how we mock draft and everything, this is what like it made me chuckle, it made me laugh, bro, because these players actually dropped down. Like, I mean, you look at Bijan, you can see it right
Yeah.
here, drop down. You can see Brees Hall. You know what I'm saying? Where other people have them maybe like the second and third and whatever order that you want to put them in. But I just feel like you got players. You got okay. I told Cup today when we chat up earlier today. I was like, man, I just feel like it's a few running backs like the Christian McCaffreys of the world and maybe Bijan or maybe Brees. I just feel like Brees to me is going to fall a little bit in the draft spots. But I feel like the rest of the first round is going to be super duper wide receivers until the second round.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where we draft so much and what we think so much of, damn, running back is gold. Like you want to get you a running back, want to get you a running back. But now when you look at it, bro, like even Justin Jefferson without Kirk Cousins, like Sam Donald threw him a dart the other day. I was like, in practice, I was like, damn, like okay, well, he ain't really missing a beat, whether it's Sam Donald or not. But just looking at the Sun God, you got him. You got people don't really talk about AJ Brown in the draft. Garrett Wilson definitely got Aaron Rodgers back, so. I don't know, man. I just look at it for what it is for our league and the strategies that you may partake in during these times. Like this definitely I feel like I don't know if you guys use it and I don't want to ramble along too much, but do tiers matter to you guys? Like that's what I really want to ask. Like when you're drafting, do you really set yourself up to be like, okay, this certain group of guys right here, like I know I'm taking, and then after that, you know what the tiers are. I don't have to explain it, but do it matter to you how the tiers are ranked?
Well, it does because it's like you have to project if a certain player you want is going to make it back to you by the time you get another pick.
Gotcha.
So that's why it matters to me in that sense. But like personally, like for my picks, not really, because I want my guys. I know who my guys are. So I want my guys, but it does matter to me about the ADP because it kind of gives me a sense of when can I go get my guy, because it has to come back around to me.
Definitely, I definitely feel that. Marquise, last but not least, man. Does it matter to you when the tiers are set up like this or anything? And it's not giving anything or your strategy away. It's just like do it. I see a lot of people like you know what I'm saying. They go to it. Do it. Does it really matter? Because I mean, me personally, it doesn't matter to me. Like you go and get your guy, you already know who it is. You already know what a person is capable of doing. Does it matter to you?
Uh, Tiers matter only because it just lets you know like the hierarchy of the players in terms of basically what you know you're gonna get from them. But for me, in terms of my strategy, I don't really pay attention to tiers. I don't even really care for the ADP like that because I mean, as you can see, it's always ever changing. So it's like I said, now I just look at things where it's just like it's the best man available. So no matter where you're gonna pick at, it's always gonna be the best man available. And that's what I go with now.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, bro. I definitely feel that. Hey, man, shit. I ain't, man. That's all I really had tonight, for real, man. If you guys had anything else, man, you know how we do. I know, man. I can't wait till next Sunday. I
Yes.
cannot wait till
I
next
really
Sunday.
enjoyed the mock draft we had.
We got to get another one in before.
I
Yeah.
love that. That was excellent.
It
Yeah,
it
We
would
didn't
be
have
nice to
much
get both leagues to do it. Just get
yeah,
one full mock draft before the draft itself with both leagues with every individual member in it, and that'd be
yeah.
so dope.
Yeah, I would definitely. Matter of fact, once we hop off, man, I don't mind sitting down and putting that together, and we set a time and date. You know what I'm saying? We start with us four,
Hmm.
me, you. Obviously, Cool is not in tonight. We miss our brother, man, but
Yes,
duty
sir.
life calls, duty
shout
calls,
out
man. You
to
know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cool, but
Midwest Monsters.
yes, sir. But I definitely want to chop it up with my guys, man, and we can set that date up and get it popping because shit, next Sunday, bro. Like tomorrow, next week, this time tomorrow will be
Hmm.
what it is. It'll be what it is, man. So and then we all know it's a long season, long definitely season, man. But I'm gonna let you guys get up out of here, man, and roll, man. I appreciate you guys, man. This episode coming out soon. Hey, happy hunting, my guys, for real, man. Like, may the best man win because I'm definitely coming for y'all too.
I just wanna
Yes,
I want the
sir.
show to leave. I want the show to leave, commish. If you can let it leave with some theme music. I want to give him some boss man D-Lo. I'm the biggest.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
we
can
def
leave some
we can do that.
music to let them know the league is the biggest, and we're gonna be taking over, baby. Just if you listen to us, we're gonna give you some insight on best way to go on your fantasy adventure or your fantasy lane, and jump on with us. NPR everywhere. We won't
Everywhere,
miss, baby.
man. We won't miss, man. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys, man. Let's get it.
Mhm.
Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down.